Hi, and welcome to this week's Digital Corner. I am so excited to share a space with you. I've been using the Digital Corner as a primary space to share long form content, written out tips, templates, and all the things. But today I wanted to focus on features that you may not be using in your Google Docs. Now, when it comes to systems and tools, I am team let's maximize all the features. Let's make sure that we're using all of the features so that we're not in search of another tool or another solution when we have everything we need right in front of us. So today I'm going to show you 3 quick things that you can do to up level your Google Docs. So if you have a free Google Docs subscription, a Google Business subscription, whatever it is, you're probably using and have access to Google Docs. And I highly recommend that if you're still using like a Microsoft Word that isn't cloud based, that you switch into using a Google Doc because it really does help to streamline collaboration when it comes to teams, sharing information, collaborating in documents, and working together. Google has an incredible cloud based suite that allows you to use all of their tools and features easily. So let's get into it. The first thing that I want to say is this is a tool that we use all the time. In our process of developing resources for teams, I'm always thinking through 3 things. I first want to make sure that it is visually easy to follow. I want to make sure that it's easy to navigate and that it meets all of the learning styles that a team may have because we all have different learning styles. So for this document specifically, you'll notice that there are some visual elements, there are some written elements, there are some links to videos where we maybe talk through different sections or processes and things like that. But let's get into these tips because I know you're probably not using them and this will really help you in your daily work. So the first tip is, okay, if you're not using this, this is super helpful. You can easily go to File and Page Setup and change your page to pageless. If this is not going to be a document that you plan to download or turn into a PDF even, the pageless format really does just help to make it a more seamless reference document. I also love that once you turn a document into pageless, you can use the collapse and expand feature, which it automatically puts it in place for you. So as you can see here, where it says master resources, is a little arrow right here to collapse the heading. I didn't add this. Google automatically detects your headers and puts it there for you, right? So if I collapse it, that whole section can go away and it just makes this document look easier, cleaner to navigate. Let's say I wanted to collapse this section too. I could do that. Anything that has a header automatically detects, and then you can expand or collapse it as you need to. This just makes it super easy to be able to see a certain section, to be able to call out a section. And sometimes it's hard to do that when you have a long form document with a lot of writing, a lot of content. Normally in our processes and things, we just do. There's a lot of things to explain. There's a lot of things that a team member may need to reference. But I love that they added this because it reminds me a lot of the features and functionality of a ClickUp document. It feels functional, it feels interactive, and Google has made a lot of strides in that department over the last year. Now, the second thing you may have noticed in the top of my document under Master Resources is this Smart Table. Not only am I using, instead of adding insert table and figuring out the grid, I'm using a Smart Chip feature that automatically populates this table. So as you can see here, I have my little smart chips with drop downs that are easily customized, you can use for various reasons. And I also have my table that I use by adding a Google building block. So let me show you how to do that in just a couple quick, easy little steps. So we're going to go into the document. You can click the @ symbol anywhere. You can try custom blocks. We're going to go back and then we're going to do product roadmap. and it's automatically going to insert that table into our document. Now, let's say I went the old way, right? And you did table, and then you insert your columns, and you did it like this. It just doesn't look as clean. You may want something that looks a little bit more modern, a little bit more functional. And so these headers can always be customized to whatever you need. These smart chips, where you can have a custom drop down in your document, these can be customized however you need them to be. And so we always encourage teams to read the Google newsletters as they come out each month, because it really does help you to know what they've added, how things are changing, what new tools and features you can use to expand upon the way that you use it already, right? So this is one of my favorite like best kept secrets, is that when we're doing a roundup of resources in the top of our processes, we always like to have some sort of table with a description of what is in these documents or in these links, what the resource actually is, and then a link to it so that it's easy to access and navigate. Another thing that I will show you is, if you didn't know already, you can now share a link to a specific section or to a header. So if someone you're like, hey, how do I set up my ClickUp? And you want to give them the direct, pinpoint of this part of a document, you can just hover and click on that specific header, go to copy header link, and that's going to direct them directly to that section. What else? I feel like I'm always learning and doing different things. Let's see what other building blocks. There's now a timer smart chip, there's a voting smart chip, there's a meeting note smart chip. I think what has been the most helpful for me, task is helpful. If you don't use a project management system and you just want to like assign tasks, you can, do it from here. So that's helpful. Yeah, Google is growing with us, and I absolutely love it. So if you have any questions about this video or would love to see more, let me know. I wanted to keep this short and brief, but remember, you can now use the collapse and expand headers as long as you're using the pageless format of a document, of a Google Doc. You can use, it'll automatically detect all of your collapsible and expandable headers. You can easily add in a functional table like this and even customize the drop downs and colors and all of that by doing the @ symbol and then doing product roadmap, and it looks a little bit better than this old format, right? And then also just play around with the building blocks and see which ones make the most sense for you. If you do the @ symbol, it'll bring up all of the different building block options that just really up level the use of your Google documents. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe to our newsletter for more.